Hello and welcome to Thought for the Day. As we approach Holy Week, I thought that this set of sonnets based around the Stations of the Cross might be of interest. They're from Sound in the Seasons by Malcolm Guite. Jesus is condemned to death. The very air that Pilate breathes, the voice with which he speaks in judgment, all his powers of perception and discrimination, choice, decision, all his years, his days and hours, his consciousness of self, his every sense are given by this prisoner, freely given. The man who stands there making no defence is God. His hands are tied, his heart is open, and he bears Pilate's heart in his and feels that crushing weight of wasted life. He lifts it up in silent love. He lifts and heals. He gives himself again with all his gifts into our hands. As Pilate turns away, the door swings open. This is Judgment Day. Jesus is given his cross. He gives himself again with all his gifts, and now we give him something in return. He gave the earth that bears, the air that lifts, water to cleanse and cool, fire to burn. And from these elements he forged the iron. From strands of life he wove the growing wood. He made the stones that paved the roads of Zion. He saw it all and saw that it is good. We took his iron to edge an axe's blade. We took the axe and laid it to the tree. We made a cross of all that he has made and laid it on the one who made us free. Now he receives again and lifts on high the gifts he gave, and we have turned awry. Jesus falls the first time. He made the stones that pave the roads of Zion, and well he knows the path we make him tread. He met the devil as a roaring lion, and still refused to turn those stones to bread, choosing instead, as love will always choose, this darker path into the heart of pain. And now he falls upon the stones that bruise the flesh, that break and scrape the tender skin. He and the earth he made were never closer. Divinity and dust come face to face. We flinch back from his Via Dolorosa. He sets his face like flint and takes our place, staggers beneath the black weight of us all, and falls with us that he might break our fall. Simon of Cyrene carries the cross. In desperation on this road of tears, bystanders and bypassers turn away. In others' pain we face our own worst fears and turn our backs to keep those fears at bay. Unless we are compelled, as this man was, by force of arms or force of circumstance, to face and feel and carry someone's cross, in love's full glare and not his backward glance. So Simon, no disciple, still fulfilled the calling, take the cross and follow me. By accident his life was stalled and stilled, becoming all he was compelled to be. Make me, like him, your pressed man and your priest, your altar Christus, burdened and released. Jesus falls a second time. Through all our veils and shrouds of daily pain, through our bruised bruises and reopened scars, he falls and stumbles with us, hurt again when we are hurt again. With us he bears the cruel repetitions of our cruelty, the beatings of already beaten men, the second rounds of torture, the futility of all unheeded pleading, every scream in vain. And by this fall he finds the fallen souls who passed a first but failed a second trial, the souls who thought their faith would hold them whole and found it only held them for a while. Be with us when the road is twice as long as we can bear. By weakness make us strong. Jesus is stripped of his garments. You can't go on, you go on anyway. He goes with you, his cradle to your grave. Now is the time to loosen, cast away the useless weight of everything but love, for he began his letting go before the worlds for which he dies were made, emptied himself, became one of the poor, to make you rich in him and unafraid. See as they strip the robe from off his back, they strip away your own defences too. Now you could lose it all and never lack, now you can see what naked love can do. Let go these bonds beneath whose weight you bow, his stripping strips you both for action now. Crucifixion. Jesus is nailed to the cross. See as they strip the robe from off his back and spread his arms and nail them to the cross. The dark nails pierce him and the sky turns black, and love is firmly fastened onto loss. But here a pure change happens. On this tree, loss becomes gain. Death opens into birth. Here wounding heals and fastening makes free. Earth breathes in heaven, heaven roots in earth. And here we see the length, the breadth, the height, where love and hatred meet, and love stays true. Where sin meets grace and darkness turns to light, we see what love can bear and be and do. And here our Saviour calls us to his side. His love is free, his arms are opened wide. Jesus dies on the cross. The dark nails pierce him and the sky turns black. We watch him as he labours to draw breath. He takes our breath away to give it back, return it to its birth through his slow death. We hear him struggle, breathing through the pain, who once breathed out his spirit on the deep, who formed us when he mixed the dust with rain and drew us into consciousness from sleep. His spirit and his life he breathes in all, mantles his world in his one atmosphere, and now he comes to breathe beneath the pall of our pollutions, draw our injured breath, to cleanse and to renew. His final breath breathes us and bears us through the gates of death.